Let's start now. This is our day 4 on learning basics of test automation. And we have already talked about HTML, that you should spend some time creating web pages and play with the elements, create forms, create different kind of elements, right? And CSS, we have already talked. CSS is very important to understand about how through CSS styles you can change the color, font. There are different things which you can do through CSS. We have talked about inline styling, external file styling, that we have already seen. Today we'll talk about JavaScript part, and we have to understand that at least a test engineer should have knowledge about client-side JavaScripting part. So when I say client-side JavaScripting, it's like this. Let's say in any web page, test.in. In any website, if you go and say view page sources, you will be able to see some kind of script. So if you see, there is a script tag, right? So this is the code which you are able to see, right? That means it's a kind of client-side scripting only, okay? Which I'm able to see as a user, right? Don't worry about what is written here, because this is complicated one, but we will do some simple stuff today. We'll do some simple stuff, okay? So we'll understand what is JavaScript, how you can embed your JavaScript into HTML code. We will see that part. So it's very simple. Let's create one HTML file in Notepad. So we'll say new. Language is HTML, and HTML code starts from HTML tag and it ends with HTML. Simple one. Okay. And it can have head. Head is like, all the things related to that website, not actual content. Okay. So head will end. And then you can have body. So body is the real website content. Body will start here, and body will will end here. Okay. Now let's create something here, and let's create one text box. So I will say input type is equals to text. Let's give some identification to this. ID is equals to uname, and that's it. And that text box will get end here. So I'll say input. Okay. And you can ask username. Put the username here, something like this. You can use label also, but I'm doing in a very simple way as of now. Let's store this file. So I'm storing this as learn.js.html. I'm saving this. And once I'll go to day 4, this file, I'm able to see this learn.js, and you should be able to see this, right? We have created this just now. So here somebody can provide their username. Some text boxes there. Let's create one button as well. So you can say button ID is equals to, you can give any name, right? It's like this. So I'm giving a random thing, ABC, let's say. though it should be some meaningful name, meaningful value for the ID. And that's it. I'll say submit or try me. It's just a text. Whatever text you will give, it will come as it is. And here, button will be closed, right? So if I'll save this and if I'll refresh this, I'm able to see try. Okay, so let's see if I say Nitesh here and I click here, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is happening because we have not written any code to perform anything, right? Now, what is then scripting, right? What is script? There is no script as of now. This is pure HTML code, right? I'll give you this code in chat window. I want everyone to try this thing, right? Don't sit idle just listening to my session. It's always good to try at your end also. Okay, I have given the whole code. Inside the head, we have not put anything. You can put it like title or something, because our objective today is to talk about scripting part. That's it. So now let's assume that I want to put some default value in username, right? I don't want to keep it blank, right? So is it possible through scripting? I don't know. Let's try. So my guess is we can put script anywhere, right? So I can say script and script, and it's like this. So script will start from here, script will end here. And what we want to do is we want to set the text value, the default value for this text box. So for this, you have to learn JavaScript. It's like this. So now you will be able to understand what I'm saying, why scripting is important, right? Let's say you want to show an error message. Let's say this script box, if somebody will put username, right? So you don't want underscore to be there in the name or double quote to be there in the name, or a special character is not allowed in the name. And somebody, if they click here, so there should be a message that special character not allowed, right? So for that kind of code, it's not required that this username will go to the server and then validation will happen and then it will come back, right? This is front-end side validation. So when we say front-end side validation, it can be done through JavaScripting. And for that, a simple programming knowledge is required, right? UI side. It's not very difficult programming part, right? Okay, so what is the objective? Let's say first topic, I have to note down what we want to do with JavaScript today. First thing is we want to set default value for our text box. Another thing is, let's say we want to say hello user, and we'll do some other things also. Let's say add two numbers. Can we create some kind of application, small application, where we will take the input two values and we will just do add two number and show in paragraph, right? Paragraph text. That's it. Let's do it one by one and let's understand how to do that thing. So I want to set the default value. For that, I should refer JavaScript examples here. For you have to learn it one by one. I'm not doing it, but you have to learn it systematically, one by one, chapter by chapter. But as of now, I just want to Google set text value in text box using JavaScript. So set attribute to assign value to text box. This can be helpful. I'm just checking. I know there is a document dot get element. This one is good. So this is the example basically that you can set the value by using this code. So what I will do here, just a minute, where is our notepad? This one. So here in the script, I can say document dot get element by ID. What is the ID of that text box? Uni. This is the uni, and set the value as I'll put the value as please insert user, something like this. Okay, I'll save this and I'll refresh my website now. Refresh. See here, it's showing me please insert username. How simple it is, right? In most of the website, you will see this thing, right? And when you click it, automatically that will be flushed, right? I don't want to go in that kind of complex code as of now, but let's understand it's not a big task, right? What I did is I said document dot get element by ID. So here we want to get that element. Which element? That text box. Text box has unique identification through ID, uname. And I said that's that value, set that value to this. Good. Great. So this one task is done. The first task, we want to set default value a text box. We want to say hello to user. So hello to user means user will put his name, right? Username. Let's say somebody will put John. So once I click on try me, it should say me hello John, right? Welcome John, something like this. So here we have to understand that there are a lot of syntax. There are a lot of things available in HTML and JavaScript. So we want to do something on click. So we have to understand there is a function called on click. So let's do that thing. In the button, I can add a code here. I'll say on click is equals to, I want to call a function. So on click, welcome, right? It's a function. It is not going to do anything. If I'll say on click is equals to welcome, it is not going to do anything. See here, if I'll say here John, and I'll click on try me, nothing is going to happen here because you have to define what is this welcome. So as of now, what we are doing, button try me is the text. The ID of that button is ABC. That's fine. On click welcome. So you have to define what welcome will do. So here in the script, you have to define. So script is all about which is not visible. So see, these things are not visible in the website, right? Are you able to see some script here? But script works in the background. Okay. So here I have to say function welcome. What it will do, I'm just checking whether it is working in my system. So I'll say alert. So alert is another function. Whatever you will provide. Hi friend. And I'll say this alert hi friend. Let me see whether it is working. So I'll refresh this. And if I click here, yes. See here, one alert box is coming. So see how alert is very simple. So you will generally see some kind of alert when you forget something to as a mandatory field. Sometimes you will see this kind of alert. Alert comes when it says you want to leave this page. You have unsaved changes, lot of things, right? Lot of places you must have seen alert. This is web alert. Okay, this is kind of web app alert. Okay, so alert is very simple. Alert and whatever text you will put will come inside that alert. Okay, so I'll say hello, my dear friend. When I click here, it will say I have to refresh this. Refresh. If I click here, it will say hi, my dear friend. Okay, fine. Now the question is, I want to capture this value. So here, if I'll say Nitesh, and if I click try me, it should say, hi, my dear friend Nitesh. Okay, it should say that thing. So how to do that? Now it's very simple. I have to grab this value. Right? So grabbing some insert, update, delete, these things are possible through scripting only. Okay. So I want to get the value. See, here we set the value, but I can get the value also, right? So it's very simple. I will get the value. So I'll say that on click, I will delete this code as of now. On click, I will call function welcome. So it will jump to this and it will perform something. So I'll say variable name or username. You can give any name. It's defined by us. And get this value. So here we'll say get the value which user has provided. And then say alert in the bracket. You can say, hi, my dear friend, welcome. And then plus sign. Plus sign means you want to concatenate that text to a value. It's a username. So I want to add username with that message. Okay. And now let's see whether it is working. I'm going back to the code. I'll refresh this. I'll put it here in English. I click here and it's saying, hi, my dear friend, welcome, Nitesh, right? So we are able to catch that values, right? So this may help you on our assignment. We have given that you have to, same thing, right? I said that username something, and once user will click on submit, it should say welcome username. This code will help you to understand that you have to put some default value in current balance. You have to catch this value and do plus minus, right? Fine. What is our next objective here is we want to add a 2-number showing paragraph text. Great. Let's create some other text boxes for that. So going to this. Okay, you guys want to try this code? I'm giving you this code now. So you have to add a script part only. Otherwise, everything you have already. I am putting that in chat window. Try at your end. It's working or not. Let me know. Our next task is we'll create 2 text box and add and show that in paragraph text. Great. What to do for this? Let's create 2 text boxes now. And here inside the body, we will create, and let's put /br, another line break /br. So this is just putting 2 lines. Now, first value, question marks. This is just the text, right? So you can put anything. First value, input type. I think there is a way you can say input type is equals to number. That is also fine. You can say input type is equals to text. You can say input type is equals to number. And that's it, I think. If you want to close directly here, you can directly put it at the end. There's a forward slash. That is fine. And we will say second value. Second value input type is equals to number. And we'll create a button again. So we'll say button. And button is add and button close. So this is a basic structure, what we want to do. Okay, let me save this. Let's see how it is looking in the system here. So first value, second value, add, right? So once we click on the ad, we want something should come here, right? Something, some text label should come here. So let's create a paragraph basically. So here, there is one paragraph, and what I should do here, I should say, your answer will come here. Okay, and paragraph close. So if I refresh this, so your answer will come here. Now, user will put the number, let's say 23. And user will put a number, let's say 34. User will click on add, but nothing is happening. So we have to, write some script. So same thing. Why not at the button? We'll say on click is equals to add numbers. This is the function name given by us. So these are called functions. Functions are a block of code which you want to execute. Add numbers. You want to call add numbers, but you want to call this. This is like calling, but you have to define it, right? So here we have to write another function. So we'll say, so let me show you properly. So here we will say function. What was the name for that function? Add numbers. So add numbers bracket, and here we have to capture that two values, right? 23 and 34. Whatever user will provide, those values we have to capture. So how to get that thing? Same thing, I think. Like document dot get element by ID value. It's like this. So here, let's declare one variable. Variable A is equals to this. Same thing. Variable B is equals to something. And it's very simple, mathematics. Variable C is equals to A plus B. And other thing we will do later on. But you have to capture it from that element, right? What was that element? This one. Input type is equals to number. You have to give an ID to this. So ID is equals to first number. And here also you have to give an ID. So we'll say ID is equals to second number, save it, and now we'll capture this. So we'll say capture that thing and put it into variable A, capture second number and put it into B, and do this, right? You can say, as of now, I don't want to print it. I just want to do console.log, and you will be able to see value here. So it's possible. It's like printing it. Okay. So what is console.log? So the thing is, when you inspect it, there is console, what do we say, tab here, which will show you, right? So spelling mistake, I should do console.log C. Let's see whether it is working or not. So going to the website, refresh it, and I'll put a value, let's say 23, and here 5. Oh, where is the button? So there is some problem with my button has gone anyways. Maybe because I have opened this. Where it has gone? Oh, wait. I should put a BR here, just a minute. I should say line break. Just a minute. BR. And after this button also, I should put BR. My bad. Something like this. Let's see, at least website should, oh, it's overlapping for some reason. It's overlapping for some reason. That add button is gone. So where was that add button? Oh, my bad. Button on click, but I have not put the, my bad. Here it should be add. Now it will talk. Refresh. Yes, add button is here and your answer will come here. I'll say 23, I'll say 34, I'll click on add, nothing is happening. But if you see in the inspect window here, if I go to the console, see here it is showing me 23, 34. So it's like taking it as a string. It's taking it as a string, right? 23 plus 34 is 2334, it's saying. So you have to take it as integer, right? So you have to Google a bit. You have to Google a bit about how to take a value as a number in JavaScript from text box. Just a minute, hold on.
So basically, we were doing a mistake. You have to convert that to parse int, and then it will work. Now, I want to set up it in this paragraph. Your answer will come here. This should overwrite, and actually the answer should come. So for that, again, the same thing. I think you can do document.getElement by ID and value you can set. So I will say, let's see, document.getElement by ID. Which one? That paragraph. So paragraph, I have to identify which paragraph. So ID is equals to answer. You can give any. So I'll say answer and value will be something like this. Your answer is plus sign C. Plus, whenever you want to, concatenate or append some characters with the value, then you have to use plus sign. Okay, it's not addition. Now, let's see whether this is working. So here I'll give 23, here I'll give 34. I'll say add. Oh, it's not happening. Great. It's not happening. So what is the problem? Let's Google again. Google has all the answers. Set text, but you have to understand it, right? You will be able to understand when you have basic knowledge about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For you, maybe it will not be very helpful to use directly Google, but for me, it's helpful because I know somewhere it will work. Okay. Set text of paragraph JavaScript. So the code is, okay, I'll see the code. So the code is document element.inner HTML. This is the way. So I have to say dot inner HTML. Okay. So here it's not value. Paragraph is not a kind of value you have to set. You have to say inner HTML is equals to this. I'll save this and let's try again. Going to our website. What is that? Here, refresh it. 34 and the next value is 210 and I click on add. See here, it's saying your answer is 244. So we are able to do all those things, right? How interesting it is. So website designing, client-side scripting is not difficult. And why I am showing you this? Because if you can do this thing, you can, write other code also. You can develop your interest on doing different things. You can develop your interest on programming side, automation side very easily. If you do these small projects, assignments, and understand it, how it is working, you'll be able to do it. But learn it systematically. Learn first HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript. We have already talked about those things, how to learn these things. Learn one by one. Okay.